They had no home, no food, and no one to care for them. And in just one night, they were about to lose everything. But what happened next would change their lives forever. In a forgotten corner of a busy, noisy city, far away from the bright lights and happy homes, stood a small, broken shelter made of rusted tin. The roof leaked whenever it rained. The cold wind passed through its cracks at night, and the ground inside was always damp and uncomfortable. This was not a place anyone would choose to live. But for one small family, this was home. A poor mother cat and her two tiny kittens, Minnie and Toonie. They didn't have soft beds, they didn't have warm blankets, and most days they didn't even have enough food to eat. But even in all that hardship, they had something very special. They had each other. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, the mother cat would quietly get up. She would gently look at her sleeping kittens and softly lick their heads, as if promising them she would come back. Then she would walk out into the cold, empty streets. Not for herself, but for them. She searched through garbage bins, looked around food stalls, and wandered through alleys, hoping, just hoping, to find something, anything that her babies could eat. Some days she found a little, some days she found nothing at all. But no matter how tired she was, no matter how hungry she felt, she always came back with whatever she could manage. Because to her, their lives mattered more than her own. One night, the sky turned dark earlier than usual. Cold winds blew through the city, and rain began to fall heavily. Inside the broken shelter, Minnie and Toonie huddled close to their mother. But something felt wrong. The mother cat wasn't moving much. She wasn't speaking softly like she used to. She wasn't even opening her eyes fully. Her breathing was slow, weak, and uneven. Minnie stepped closer and gently touched her. "Mama!" No response. Toonie began to tremble. The kittens didn't understand sickness. They didn't understand what was happening. But deep inside, they felt fear. For the first time in their lives, they felt like they might lose the only thing they had. Minnie was the older one. Though she was small, her heart was brave. She looked at her weak mother, then at her frightened sister, and made a decision. "I will find help." Stepping out into the cold rain, Minnie walked into the streets. The city was still awake. Lights were on, people were inside their homes, safe, warm, and comfortable. Minnie went to the first door. She meowed softly. No answer. She tried again, louder. A human opened the door, looked down, and frowned. "Go away!" The door slammed shut. Minnie flinched, but didn't stop. She went to another house, and another, and another. Some people ignored her completely. Some pushed her away. Some didn't even look at her. The rain soaked her tiny body. The cold made her shiver. But she kept going, because somewhere, back in that broken shelter, her mother was waiting. By the time Minnie returned, it was too late. The rain had stopped. The night was silent. Inside the broken shelter, Toonie sat quietly beside their mother, not moving, not speaking. Minnie slowly walked closer, her heart racing. "Mama?" No movement. The mother cat lay still, peaceful but gone. Before her final moment, she had gently placed her paw over her kittens, as if trying to protect them one last time. Minnie's eyes filled with tears. Toonie broke down completely. That night, the two little kittens cried, not just from sadness, but from fear, because now they were completely alone. The next morning, the sun rose quietly over the city. Its warm light entered the broken shelter, touching the faces of the two small kittens. Minnie slowly opened her eyes. Her body felt heavy, her heart even heavier. But then she remembered something. Her mother's voice. "Life is hard, but never give up." Minnie stood up. She looked at Toonie, who was still crying softly. Minnie walked over and gently hugged her. "We can't stay like this," she said. "Mom believed in us. We have to believe too." Toonie looked up, still unsure but hopeful. Then Minnie looked outside. The sun was bright, the streets were busy again, and suddenly an idea came to her mind. "What if," Minnie said slowly, "what if we start something of our own?" Toonie blinked. Minnie pointed at the street. "It's hot. People are outside." Then she smiled. "Let's sell ice cream." It sounded impossible. They had nothing, no money, no tools, no experience, but they had determination. After searching around, they found an old, broken cart. Its wheels barely moved. It was covered in dust and rust. But to them, it was an opportunity. They cleaned it, fixed what they could, and turned it into something usable. Then they began. The first day was difficult. No one noticed them. People walked past, busy with their own lives. Minnie called out softly, "Ice cream!" No one stopped. Toonie looked worried. "Maybe this won't work." Minnie shook her head. "We just need one chance." Hours passed. The sun began to set. And then a small boy stopped. He looked at them curiously. "Can I try one?" Minnie quickly prepared an ice cream. The boy took a bite, paused, and then smiled. "This is really good." That smile was everything. The next day, the boy came back, this time with friends. Then more people came. Word began to spread. "The kittens' ice cream is amazing." Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. Minnie and Toonie worked harder than ever. They woke up early, slept late, and never gave up. Their small cart became popular. Soon they earned enough to build something bigger, a real shop, bright, colorful, full of life. On the opening day, a sign hung above the shop, "Mom's Ice Cream." Minnie stood outside, looking at everything they had built. Toonie stood beside her, smiling. Then Minnie looked up at the sky, her eyes soft. "Mom," Minnie whispered, "we did it." And in that moment, it felt like somewhere their mother was smiling too. Sometimes life begins with nothing. No support, no resources, no hope. But if you have courage, if you work hard, and if you hold on to love, even the smallest dream can grow into something beautiful.